Hello people, Seku-Senpai here, and fall is here. The leaves are falling down, we have a new list of anime to check out, and it is week 1. At least I believe you could call this week 1. Anyways, here's my usual weekly talk that I do. Well, I guess last season I kind of stopped doing it, but yeah, I usually like to talk about new shows airing for the season that aired each week. So I'll be doing this for like the first 3 weeks, then towards the middle of the season I'll have like my own like midway discussion on some shows, and then I have something towards the end of the season. So anyways, here's just some thoughts I had on some shows that aired this past week, as we had an interesting lineup of shows. First thing I want to talk about was Reincarnated as a Sword. We had Slime Isekai, we had a Skeleton Isekai, we had Spider Isekai. Now we got Reincarnated as a Sword. So it's pretty straightforward. As the title says, this dude gets reincarnated to another world, and he quickly adjusts to himself actually becoming a sword, which I kind of commented this on my reaction I had for it. He gets some OP skills because, you know, in Isekai, the main character usually has some OP skills that no one else has. But in this case, he's just a sword. And he ends up getting picked up by this cat girl, who was a slave, but now she wants to evolve. She broke out for slavery and whatnot. So yeah, pretty straightforward first episode. Not really eventful, but definitely sets up some things to expect for the series down the line. Other than that, we also had some sequels for this season. My Hero Academia, I'm not really watching it. I haven't seen My Hero since season 4, I think. Yeah, but yo, I did check out the opening, because the opening does have some really nice visuals. I like that the opening had like the like boom and like those like what is it, speech like sound effects in the background, kind of like as if like a comic book, because you know My Hero draws a lot of inspiration from, you know, like superhero comic books, because everyone in My Hero is trying to become a hero. But also another show with a nice opening is Spy X Family. That opening and ending, Wit Studio and Cloverworks just went wild with this opening. The song Bumpa Chicken, what was it, Souvenir by Bumpa Chicken, that was a nice opening song. I like Bumpa Chicken, first of all. They're really done. They're really well done. They flow really well, and they're just bright, and I know I like it when an opening flows and is really, I like when they have like the different colors going along. They show different action scenes and whatnot. They move around a bit, you know, especially with the ending and how it's like a continuous like shot moving from one frame to the house to another frame, but then showing the progression of time as well. But the first episode overall was also really great. Continuing from where we left off with part 1, where they are off to get a dog for Anya since she got her star. And we also got that nice Starlight Anya scene. Really nice episode overall. We also got to see the dog, who's also has like telepathy. Well, not telepathy. He could read the future, see into the future. So that's pretty cool. Then Anya could read his mind, therefore she could kind of see into the future by reading his mind, which is really cool. So yeah, then you're in the end coming for the save. Always looking nice. The characters, between the characters and the animation and then the storyline, it just overall just, it's a nice cup. It's a nice cup to drink right there. There's also Uzaki-chan season 2. If you enjoyed season 1, it's more or less the same thing, you know, by the same studio as well. So I don't have much to say because I didn't check it out yet. But I watched part of the first episode. I didn't complete it, but more or less, you know, the same, you know, comedy, rom-com, teasing, joking around, both the characters, you know. There's also the farm isekai, which it's like isekai nowadays all have their own like thing. I mentioned earlier how like there's like the different like isekais where you become a different entity. You become a sword, you become a spider, you become a skeleton and whatnot. Then there's also the isekais where you have like different skill sets. There was the assassin isekai. Last season we had the doctor in the isekai. But you know, every isekai has their own thing. There's a smartphone isekai. In this case, we have a dude who's a farmer. In fact, it's not even isekai, it's just a fancy world. My mistake. But yeah, we have this dude in a fancy world who is just a farmer, and he's just OP.
What?
The show is more or less what you think it is. It's I mean, the CGI in it, first of all, the first 5 minutes of the show, horrendous. But the show itself, is it horrendous? That's up to you. Personally, it's one of those shows where you know what to expect. It's predictable, and it goes down the same usual route. Yeah, it's really nothing new. It's another isekai, you know. Well, not isekai, it's not another isekai. It's just another fancy worlds show where the main character is OP. And I don't know, I don't know, I get tired of seeing shows like this where it's like an OP protagonist. But you know what to expect. You know that they're going to win every fight. You know that whatever goes on is you know the end result to any battle or any conflict. Which doesn't necessarily make it bad, because there have been shows where we have OP protagonists and we know how the ending result will be, but the storyline itself is usually what carries it on by being unique in its own way. In this case, the storyline doesn't seem like it's going to be unique in its own way, other than the dude being a farmer with high skills that make him OP. If you're looking for something to just watch and not take as seriously, then yo, definitely the show for you. There's also another fancy world show, Beast Tamer. Dang, there's a lot of fancy shows, man. Yeah, basically he got banished from the Heroes Party, which is also an anime with the same title. But in this case, this dude is a Beast Tamer who got banished from the Heroes Party. And that's because being a Beast Tamer is not really that effective in the Heroes Party. He only was able to scout out some stuff with the few animals he was able to tame, which were not really high level ones. On top of that, he was usually being saved by the other members of the hero party, so he wasn't really effective in that group, which caused him to be banished. And they kind of did it abruptly, which I kind of felt bad for the dude. It's kind of like when you get fired from a job, but you get no notice ahead of time. It's like instantly, hey, you're fired. Then you have to leave the building instantly, so which kind of messed up for the bro. But what's unique about this one, this dude is not only a tamer, but he has hidden skills as a tamer. He has a secret skill to be able to tame in what was it, spirit beasts, I think they called them. And yeah, so of course, you know, the main character has a hidden skill, yada yada yada. You know how it usually is, another fancy world. Eventually, he's probably going to surpass the Heroes Party with his party that he has. It turns out that the people that he does tame, though, are just cat girls. Like, that's all it is. So he's going to have a whole party of cat girls in the end of the day that he's going to search for, because they have, like, high stats and whatnot. So it's basically like a Pokemon cat girl anime. I don't know. I think I had a right start. I'm just curious how the further episodes will be and how these other party members are going to be with him, you know, and whatnot. So there's that. There's also Raven in their palace. It takes place in, like, I don't know, like 15th century or something. I don't know. It was a while ago. They don't have technology like we do, basically. But yeah, I watched the first episode, but I honestly don't remember much about it, other than the fact that there was a Raven, which the Raven is kind of like, how do you explain this? Kind of like a hermit. I don't know. Basically, they're a person who has these like other like magic skills and whatnot. There's this king, or not the king. He's like a prince or the emperor or whatever their title is. And he's over here asking the Raven for some advice, or at least to try and figure out who this earring belongs to and whatnot. He's trying to seize control because he wants to get revenge on this queen, the former queen or empress and whatnot, which we saw in the beginning of the episode. I can't really say much about it. It looks interesting though. I want to rewatch it definitely to give a more serious approach towards it, but I think it was alright. The animation for it looking great. The storyline for it seems interesting for the part that I was paying attention for, but yeah, I'm curious to see how the story's going to unfold. You already know that there's going to be like some romance in there between the main dude and the Raven, considering, you know, they're already first interactions they had. But you know, overall, I think it's going to be solid. I think it's going to be a solid show. Do I think it's going to be the best show for the season? No, but do I think it has potential to be really good? I think it does. I think it has potential to be definitely underrated for the season. Last but not least, there's Gundam, The Witch of Mercury, which I actually checked out today, and overall, 10 out of 10 for me. Well, I won't say 10 out of 10. Definitely high ratings for me so far. Already the animation for it, solid. It's Sunrise with another Gundam series. So this one takes place on some planet, outer space. The main character is a girl from Mercury who goes to the school, and basically she's there because her mother told her to go there. There's actually a prologue episode which kind of sets up what to expect with the series and whatnot. So I highly recommend checking out the prologue if you haven't checked out that first episode. But yeah, it kind of sets up some things to expect. There's some corruption going on, some people wanting to kill some other people in the government and whatnot. Our main character is probably going to be involved in the center of this, especially with her own Gundam suit. So yeah, there's that. I'm sure that some things are going to unfold further down the storyline. But yeah, a nice first episode. The main character, I forget her name, but pretty interesting main character. Really lively. Really nervous, actually. Really nervous. They seem kind of on the laid back side. Not, well, I won't say completely laid back, but more so, I don't want to say timid either. If anything, they just seem really shy, maybe. I mean, they're in a new environment. They've never left their home. In fact, they said that this is like the first time, I think they said the first time that they went to school or something. So it's a new experience for them. So of course they're nervous. The other main protagonist, I forget her name as well, but she seems more on the serious side. I like how the series already setting them up and seeing how both of them together will kind of build a relationship, a friendship, a romantic relationship, maybe. Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, already they're engaged. So anyways, yo, that's all I have to say, really. First week of anime aired. Let me know what your thoughts are on these anime in the comments below. Yeah, anyways, yo, let me know what shows you are looking forward to this season in the comments below. What shows would you like me to talk about, react to, review? Yeah, again, that's all I have to say. See y'all later. Peace and out.